Welcome to the channel, coin lovers and collectors. In this video, we're exploring some of the most valuable United States of America 1-cent coins without a mint mark, found in damaged condition. Even though these coins show signs of wear and damage, some of them can still hold surprising collector value due to their age, history, and unique minting details. We'll take a closer look at what makes these coins special, how to identify key features, and why even damaged cents can attract attention from collectors. So grab your old coins and take a closer look. You might have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Let's get started. First up, the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1940, found in damaged condition but still holding remarkable historical and collectible value. Even though the coin shows signs of wear and damage from circulation over the decades, it continues to tell a powerful story of America's past, a story of endurance, craftsmanship, and history preserved in copper. The 1941-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat Penny series, one of the most iconic designs in American coinage history. These coins were first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, marking the first time a real person, and a U.S. president, was featured on a circulating American coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny became a symbol of national pride and remains a cornerstone of coin collecting today. On the obverse, the coin proudly displays the profile of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. Above his head, the word "Liberty" stands boldly, representing the principles Lincoln fought for. The phrase, "In God we trust," arches across the top, a powerful reminder of the nation's faith and values. To the right of Lincoln's portrait, the date, 1940, signifies the year of minting, while the lack of a mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse design of the wheat penny is just as significant. It features two stylized wheat ears curving along the edges, symbolizing prosperity and growth, fitting themes for a nation that had emerged from the Great Depression and was on the brink of World War II. Between the wheat stalks, the words 1 cent are boldly inscribed, followed by United States of America. Just above it sits the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, representing the unity of the American people. This 1940 coin was struck primarily in bronze, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs about 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Despite its small size, the Lincoln cent played a massive role in everyday American life, circulating through countless hands, from workers and soldiers to families buying groceries and saving pennies for hard times. The 1940 wheat penny had a massive mintage, with over 586 million pieces struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone. Because of this large number, it's not considered rare in general, but the condition, unique wear patterns, and historical appeal make every example special. A damaged or heavily circulated coin may not fetch a high monetary value, but it holds emotional and historical significance that can't be replaced. When we talk about damage condition, it can include scratches, corrosion, bending, or even chemical discoloration. Many 1940 cents have suffered environmental wear, especially if they were stored improperly or exposed to moisture. Over time, copper reacts with air and water, forming a layer of oxidation or verdigris, that greenish patina you often see on older coins. Despite this wear, there's still beauty in imperfection. A damaged coin like this one tells a story of survival. Imagine the journey it's been on since 1940. It might have been used during World War II, sat in a soldier's pocket, or been handed over in a 1940s diner. Each scratch and dent is like a chapter in its history. Collectors often view damaged coins as educational pieces. They serve as real-world examples of how metals age, how circulation affects coin surfaces, and how to identify environmental damage. While they might not have high resale value, they're priceless for those who appreciate the artistry and durability of historical coinage. The Lincoln design itself is full of subtle details that many overlook. Even on a worn or damaged coin, you can still make out Lincoln's calm yet determined expression. This is part of why Brenner's design has lasted so long. It captures both the humanity and strength of one of America's greatest leaders. The Philadelphia Mint, where this coin was struck, is the oldest minting institution in the United States. By 1940, it was already over 150 years old and had produced billions of coins for the nation. The precision of its craftsmanship meant that even coins like this one, though damaged over time, often retain enough detail to be clearly identifiable decades later. The historical context of 1940 makes this coin even more meaningful. America was still recovering from the Great Depression, and global tensions were rising as World War II loomed. Every penny counted during that era. People saved and spent them carefully. Owning a coin from that period is like holding a small piece of that challenging yet defining chapter in human history. In modern times, the 1940 wheat penny continues to capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. Even in poor or damaged condition, it serves as an entry point for new hobbyists or a nostalgic reminder for older generations who remember using them in daily life. Some collectors also use damaged wheat pennies for jewelry, art, or historical displays, giving them a second life and preserving their legacy in a unique way. Each coin, regardless of condition, connects us to the millions of Americans who used it decades ago. While a damaged 1940 penny might only be worth a few cents today, its true value lies in its story, a story that spans over 80 years. It's not about perfection, it's about preservation. Coins like this remind us that even flawed pieces of history deserve to be remembered and respected. So next time you find a worn or damaged coin in your collection, don't overlook it. Take a closer look at its date, its texture, and its markings. Imagine the hands it's passed through and the stories it could tell. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, even in damaged condition, is more than a coin. It's a survivor from a bygone era, carrying the weight of history in every scratch and scar. Next up, the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1945, found in damaged condition. Even though this coin has seen decades of wear, corrosion, and surface marks, it remains a fascinating piece of American history, one that connects us to the final year of World War II and a nation in transition. Every scratch and dent on this coin tells a story, making it more than just money, it's a witness to history. The 1945 1-cent coin is part of the beloved Lincoln Wheat Penny series, designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909. This coin series honors President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected figures in American history, who led the nation through the Civil War and fought to end slavery. The Lincoln cent became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image. By 1945, it had become an essential part of everyday life across the country. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll see the classic right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln. The word liberty appears to his left, while the motto "In God We Trust" arches above his head, symbolizing the nation's faith and moral foundation. The date, 1945, sits to the right, indicating the year this coin was struck. Many of these coins were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, with the Philadelphia version having no mint mark. The reverse of the coin features the timeless wheat ears design, with two stylized wheat stalks curving along both sides. Between them, the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America stand proudly in bold lettering. At the top, the phrase E pluribus unum, which means out of many one, reflects the unity of the American people, a powerful message, especially during the final stages of World War II. This coin was made from bronze, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and weighs around 3.11 grams. The use of copper gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown tone, though in damaged condition, it might appear dark brown, black, or even greenish due to corrosion and oxidation. The 1945 penny was part of the last few years before the U.S. Mint changed its composition in later decades. Over 1 billion 1945 pennies were minted across all three facilities, meaning they are not rare in general terms. However, the historical timing of their minting, during the closing moments of World War II, gives them immense sentimental and educational value. This coin circulated through the pockets of soldiers, factory workers, and families living through one of the most significant periods in modern history. When we describe a damaged condition coin, we're referring to visible wear and tear that goes beyond typical circulation marks. It could mean deep scratches, corrosion, bending, or discoloration from environmental exposure. For a 1945 penny, decades of handling and storage have likely contributed to this kind of damage. Despite the damage, coins like these hold a charm of their own. They represent endurance, surviving wars, economic changes, and countless exchanges through hands and generations. While a collector might not pay much for such a coin, its story and historical context make it far more valuable than its face value. If you look closely at a damaged 1945 penny, you might notice the faded details of Lincoln's face or the worn lettering of the date. Some areas might be corroded or pitted due to moisture or chemicals. These imperfections are signs of age and exposure, giving each coin a unique personality and visual texture. For coin enthusiasts, even damaged coins can serve as valuable learning tools. They help identify metal composition, oxidation patterns, and the effects of time on different alloys. In fact, studying damaged coins can improve your eye for grading and authenticity, important skills for any serious collector. The 1945 Lincoln cent is also historically significant because it came at a time when the world was changing rapidly. The war was ending, soldiers were returning home, and America was entering a new era of peace and industrial growth. This small coin passed through that moment in time, possibly used in war rations, post-war rebuilding, or by families celebrating the end of conflict. Many collectors love to imagine the journey a coin like this has been on. Did it travel across states in a soldier's pocket? Was it dropped in a 1940s diner or saved in a child's piggy bank? Damaged or not, it carries the fingerprints of history, a tiny metal relic connecting us to lives lived decades ago. Some collectors clean or restore damaged coins, but experts generally advise against aggressive cleaning, as it can reduce a coin's numismatic value. Instead, preserving the coin as is maintains its authenticity and allows it to tell its story naturally, through its wear and patina. Even though its monetary worth may only be a few cents, the emotional and historical worth of a 1945 penny cannot be measured in dollars. It's a physical piece of the American journey, minted during wartime and surviving into the modern age. The damaged condition may make it less visually striking, but it also gives it character. A perfect, shiny coin may look appealing, but a weathered one reminds us of endurance, resilience, and the passage of time. That's the real beauty of coin collecting, finding meaning in imperfection. Collectors today often include coins like this in educational displays, historical exhibits, or beginner collections. It's an excellent starting point for anyone new to numismatics, offering an affordable yet meaningful connection to the past. So, as we wrap up this video, remember that even a damaged coin like the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny has value beyond money. It's a story, a time capsule, and a survivor. Whether kept for nostalgia, study, or admiration, this coin deserves its place in the hands of anyone who appreciates history, craftsmanship, and the endurance of American spirit.